Now let's just get on to the storytellers. Very exciting. Let's all bring our people to
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here to share one of my stories of my life. There I was, 25 years old. For the past 3 years, I have been a secretary at a national trade magazine that represented the restaurant industry. The name of the magazine, Institutions, Volume Feeding. I worked for 3 cigar smoking salesmen. Every day as I typed their letters and reports, I listened to them as they called their clients to persuade them, to convince them to buy advertising in the magazine. I listened as they talked to fish stick makers, chili bean manufacturers, oven cover manufacturers who made the cover over the cover over the cover over the cover. Everybody they talked to. And now I was going to join their ranks. I had interviewed and I had gotten the job. But no fish sticks for me, ladies and gentlemen. The name of the game was toys. I was the Midwest sales representative for Toys, Hobbies, and Crafts magazine. My job was to do what the big boys did. I was going to convince, persuade, cajole. I was going to sell United States toy, hobby, and craft manufacturers to do advertising in my magazine. And then the people that owned the toy companies would flip through the magazine, they'd see their ad, they'd order the product, they'd sell it, and voila! We'd all be rich. My territory was the whole Midwest, from Texas all the way to Minnesota and the states in between. Yep, I'd call them and I'd talk to them on the phone, but here was the creme de la creme. I was going to fly or drive and meet them all in person. Terry Silverstone, go live! I studied the industry like I was going for a PhD in sandbox. I combed past issues of every magazine looking for toy history. And then I went to every toy store in Chicago, every toy department in Illinois, looking at everything with a fine-tooth comb. What was going to be hot this year, I asked myself. Would it be Malibu Marby? Or would it be Baby Tender? Baby Tender. What about the boys? They're a whole different line. Would it be the new Atari 400? Or are they going to go back and settle for the Legos? Since I had bullshitted my way into the job to begin with, I also went running to the library and got every book on sale that you can imagine. My whole bedroom floor was littered with books. How to change the no to yes, how to negotiate with tips and tricks. 2 weeks into the saddle, and I was ready to rock and roll. I called my boss, Kevin, based in New York, and I told him I'm going to hit the road, I'm going to Ohio. What I was not prepared for was Kevin saying to me, he thought he'd go with me. A note here about Kevin. Kevin was 35, really, really skinny, thick, black glasses, and sweaty. He was always sweaty. On top of it, he was a screamer. I was going to have a screaming, sweaty 35-year-old pushing up his glasses at me for 4 days, and I thought I was going to puke. But I had no choice. I had to go. This was my job. So I washed it, I folded it, and I packed it. It, of course, being my pair of pantyhose, and then I got ready to go. When we met at the Toledo, Ohio airport, Kevin, dressed in a tie-dye t-shirt underneath his suit jacket, hugged me and dove right in. "Tiger," said Kevin. "Tiger, this is it. I want to tell you something, Tiger. The most important thing here is taking notes and follow-up. You got that, Tiger? Every day after these meetings, I want you to go back to your room and I want you to write a thorough call report on every meeting we went to. Then I want you to write a letter. I want you to write that client, I want you to thank him. I want him to know that you're after the business, that you want to close the sale. The sale is for closing. And you know what, Tiger? What I just said is an imperative. Every night, you be right. Okay, with that, we began schlepping. We went across Ohio. We went to doll manufacturers. We went to hula hoop manufacturers. We went to the paint by number kit makers, and every toy, every craft, and every hobby in between. For 3 days, we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner with a client. And in between those 3 meetings, we had meetings. After dinner, I ran to my hotel room, so exhausted, but it didn't matter, because now was the imperative. It was time to write. I would sit on the hotel's shiny, slippery, flowered bedspread, writing each call report in longhand. Remember, this is 1979. I got no laptop. You name it, I included it in my call report. The model numbers of every Star Wars character, the 40 colors of the new hula hoop, and of course, thank you. Thank you. And thank you for seeing Kevin and me. When I finally did have time to shut the lights off, I couldn't, because then it was time for me. Then I had to scrub the meatball sauce off of my suit jacket. Then I had to pop the pimple that had come out in the middle of the 3rd afternoon meeting. Then I had to wash the pantyhose because I only packed 1 pair and I forgot all the rest of them. Even when I got into bed, I couldn't go to sleep because I was thinking about tomorrow's meeting. What would I say to the Winnie the Pooh finger puppet maker? What would I say to the Bugs Bunny talking alarm clock designer? I couldn't sleep. And the alarm rang at 6 a.m. anyway, where I had to bound up and, of course, start the day over. On our 4th and final day, we met with Leo. Leo was the advertising and marketing director for a big bicycle manufacturer. When we walked into his office, the sun, just like here, was pouring through the window. And there was dust just dancing off of the little shiny fenders of all the bicycles that filled every single inch of the room. It was a very warm and cozy room. I opened the conversation asking about the new toddler bike that was coming out in January. And as I listened to Leo, I just felt the sun coming through the window. I took a moment and thought about my call reports, and I thought about just, maybe a blanket or something comfortable. And while Leo was still talking, I felt something really strange happening. I felt my eyes crossing. It was the oddest feeling I had ever had. I'd look at Leo, and my eyes would cross. Then I'd open them again, and what's going on? I decided I would rest them for a moment. Just for a moment, just to the count of 5. Shut my eyes. 1, 2. The next thing I heard was Kevin screaming, "Terry, put your goddamn legs together! What the fuck is going on with you? Get up! We're out of here!" I ran out of the alley. I ran into the car. I said to Kevin, "I must have narcolepsy. Take me to the hospital." But he wouldn't listen to me. He wouldn't listen to me. "Close the door!" he screamed. "We are out of here. Close the door. Close the sale." Oh, first, I just had to close my eyes.
Yeah! Very nice. Terry, do you have any questions, or should we open it up for anyone else's thoughts?
Throw stones? Anything?